All right, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the first step to be able to create the goals that you want to have in your life and to make them a reality. So this has been really important for me. This first step is probably the foundation to everything. If you miss this step, you miss everything. And so today we're going to be talking about creating a vision, and then we're going to be going into how to leverage, how to anchor yourself to the pain so that you can make sure that you are moving towards the possibility. We're going to be talking about engaging the subconscious. We're going to be talking about action, accountability, and how to continually refine your actions until you finally get the results that you have in your life. But today, let's just talk about creating a compelling vision. You know, I'm a firm believer that every one of us has unlimited potential and unlimited possibility. Unlimited things that we can do, and most of us are just live unconscious of those resources that are ours. So today I want to talk about how to actually begin refining your vision for the future. And I love this story about Alice in Wonderland as it relates to the importance of having a vision of where you're going. You know, Alice was walking down the road and she came to the fork in the road and she didn't know which road she should take. Right? And so she asked the Cheshire Cat who was sitting there, which road should I take? And the Cheshire Cat said, well, where do you want to go? And she was like, well, I don't really know. Well, then any road can take you there. And what that really illustrates to me is how I operated much of my life. Just, you know, Tony Robbins talks about getting stuck in the current of life. Imagine that you're in a river and you're just flowing and drifting, whichever way the current takes you. Your direction is focused by the current events, current conversations, current situations. All of these current things that are going on just move you one way or another. Until all of a sudden you're surprised when you find yourself 20 feet from Niagara Falls about to fall off in a boat without oars, right? And it's like so true. Like so often we just get stuck in just flowing with the current, unconscious to where we're really headed. And then when we find ourselves at a dead end, we start blaming everyone else for it. I don't know if you've ever done this, but I know I've been in that situation where I've been so frustrated. And you look back and think, oh my goodness, how did I get here? So today's all about helping you get clear in where you're headed and making that dream so compelling for you that you don't find yourself in that situation of being frustrated and angry and feeling like you need to blame someone else for where you're at when ultimately it was your choice, your fault. And I certainly know how that is too. So how do you create a compelling vision? The vision for what you want really comes from being able to just be sensitive and find out what it is that you want. What do you want? I want you to answer this. I want you to say it out loud. What do you want? Now, you can already notice how clear that vision is for you right now. For some of you, you might be sitting there, well, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want, and you're like super, super, super clear on what you want. And for most of you, I would imagine that you're like I was. Or you're like, well, I don't know. I mean, I want to be happy. I want to be healthy, but what does that exactly look like? So what I want to work with you today on is help you create that clarity and understand that this is a lifelong process. I want to give you a few key principles and then send you off with some homework so that you can begin going through that process so that when we get to the next step, the leverage step, that you're able to really create the massive growth that you want. But the real key here is focus. What's the word? That's right, focus. Thank you. So the key is focus, being able to focus your energy, focus your mind, focus your power to the achievement of this one vision that you have. You know, so many people are just stuck, you know, they just are running around back and forth and they've got 20 things that they want to get done rather than just having one meaningful thing that they want to get done. So let's focus today. And the way we're going to focus is I just want you to take a look at your life and to consider for a moment that there's 5 core areas in your life. There is the area of your body, your health, all right? There's the area of your relationships. There's the area of your finances and the money that you have. The area of your spirituality, and last but not least is your emotional and overall well-being. So looking at these 5 areas, I want you to rank and just identify really quickly, just for the purposes of the process today, identify which area of your life you're feeling the most frustration with. Which area do you feel like the greatest friction for what you're trying to achieve? Is it in your body? Are you feeling overweight, tired? And understand that any time we're out of alignment with one of these areas, for instance, with our body, if you're unhealthy, if you're sick and tired all the time, if you're overweight, is it going to affect your finances? Yes or no? Yes, of course it will. Is it going to affect your relationships? Of course it will. Is it going to affect your spirituality, your connection to God, your confidence, your emotional well-being? Of course it will. Any one of these areas, when we're out of alignment, when we're experiencing poverty rather than prosperity in any of these areas, it's going to affect them. And so the fastest way to start creating momentum in your life is to focus on that one area that is most out of alignment. So what is that area for you? I want you to identify, is it your body? Is it your emotional health? Is it your finances? Is it your is it your relationships? Is it your spirituality? Which area do you feel the biggest gap in your life? All right, now that you've got that area, and some of you might be thinking, oh, great, I'm broken in all of these areas, right? So if that's the case, just identify one that you want to start with. So, for instance, me, at the beginning of this year, I noticed that I just wasn't experiencing the type of health that I want. So I decided to set this massive goal. For me, that goal turned up in the form of deciding to run a marathon. Right? So a few weeks ago, I decided I was going to run a marathon this year. Now, this goal really pushed me a lot, but in order for me to create that goal, I needed to realize that where I was at physically was not working for me. And so the clarity that we're going to try and create is what is possible for you in that new area. So this is going to sound a little bit cheesy, and hopefully that you're at home as you're watching this, you can close the door. But this is really the key. Just go ahead and close your eyelids down now. Close your eyelids down now and just simply concentrate. And I want you to imagine for a moment, after I finish coughing, I want you to imagine for a moment that you're moving forward in time. And what we're going to be doing is having you focus on that time 1 year from today. Go ahead and close your eyelids down now and focus on the time 1 year from today where you're experiencing the prosperity and abundance that you desire in your life in this one core area. And as you look at the time 1 year from today as it relates to this area in your life that you identified, and you know that anything is possible, I want you to imagine now that anything's possible in this area and that you were able to create the total abundance and prosperity in this area that you wanted. What does that look like for you? What does that look like for you, knowing that you've been able to achieve everything that you dreamed of within a year? And as you look around your life 1 year from now, just start to identify what that looks and what that feels like. What do you see when you look around a year from now? What are you hearing? What are you feeling? What are you smelling? What are the things that you see? And allow your mind to drift and to imagine and to believe what's possible. And you'll notice as you start to look around that there's certain things that stand out to you, certain things that excite you. What you're looking for in creating this compelling vision, this compelling future of yours, is what is it that excites you about this possibility, about this future? So now that you've tapped into some of the things that excite you, just in a moment I'm going to have you open your eyes and start to write it down. Just start to write it down. So continue to look around. Take one last look around this destination that you know if you were to achieve this, in your life, it would make the biggest difference for you. All right, go ahead and open your eyes up now. Now go ahead and write down in this one area of your life, if anything were possible, what would you want to create in this one area of your life? And just start writing down. Just start writing, keep writing. And I'm going to have you continue this process after we end this video so you can continue to write and clarify more and more. Creating a compelling vision, a compelling idea of the future is the key to be able to experience these results in your life, to get clear on the destination. And then as we go through the next steps, we'll be showing you what to do after you have that clear vision of where you're headed, and how to make sure that that really becomes part of your reality rather than just a dream that you have of the future. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video right now. Go ahead and continue to write down. And as you look at the other areas of your life too, begin to identify what the possibility is that you want to create. If anything were possible, what would you want? And to focus it down so it's really simply identifiable, but so that you're connected emotionally to it. And that's part of the key for having this clarity, is to be able to tap into your emotions around that area. So continue writing as long as you need to. I'll see you on the next video as we talk about creating leverage enough to get the success that you need to in your life. This is Gerald Rogers. Remember, you have one life to live. Live big.